All right, let's talk about the price increases that has happened in the past couple of years. And of course, here in 2025, at the time of filming this, it seems like the tariffs percentage are pretty set in stone, ranging from 10% all the way up to 30%. The majority on average, especially coming from Europe, it will be expected to be about 15-ish%. Same thing with goods that are coming over from China, at least in the luxury community world, or handbags as well. The de minimis rule of $800 is going away at the end of August. So something to think about if you want to get your shopping in, you might as well get it in before that rule ends, and of course get ahead on your Christmas shopping if that's something on your list. Now, we've talked about the big designer brands. Of course, Chanel just went through another price increase. We know Cartier, we know Hermes, all of the big luxury brands have gone through one, if not two already, of price increases this year, ranging from 5 to 15-ish% across the board, but we beat that horse to death. So let's move on to the luxury alternatives. Yes, the 10-15% might not be a lot in the grand scheme of things, just because we are dealing in the mid-range, so it's a much smaller dollar amount compared to thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars. But it's still going to affect someone's budget, right? If you're willing to spend X amount of dollars on a mid-range brand that is an independent brand, that's something you still need to account for. And when I say mid-range, again, if you are new to my channel, mid-range as well as luxury alternatives, that's usually under the $1,000 mark, maybe under the $1,500 mark when we say mid-range. But when you go into an extra step of independent mid-range, a lot of the times, and I've basically built my entire channel on the mid-range luxury alternatives. I can't probably count how many videos I've already stated, like mid-range, under $500, something you should pay attention to. Some of that might not be the case anymore. Some of these brands that we have come to know and love, and the prices that have changed over the past year, 2 year, 3 years. And if I still think it's worth for you to spend the prices today, even after all of the price increases. I'm going to be covering Kafune, Sangman, Ailia August, The Horse, Floron. These are all my opinion. You make your own informed decision after you watch my video and do your own research. So let's just get into it. I'm going to break it down into two separate categories. The first category consists of brands that never do sales. Like, they consider themselves, hey, we are already doing the fairest pricing that we possibly can do. So we're not going to host seasonal sales. We're not going to do sample sales, etc., etc. The second category are brands that do seasonal sales, whether it's holiday related or if they're doing a warehouse sale or clearance sample sales, right? So I want to split it up so that you have a distinctive expectation when it comes to their pricing. I'm only focusing on 7 brands today, just because there's so many bags already. Even though there's 7 brands, there's like 10 bags here. And I don't want to make this video super incredibly long because I know I can be very long-winded. One last point. All of these bags have full-blown reviews. If you want to go check that out, I will link my luxury alternative playlist for you up there so that you can go look at each of these individual bags in more details. And I did do a French luxury alternative mid-range bag that is like 50 minutes long. Go check out that video after this if you want more of a rating scale, how much I use it, how do I style it, bang for your buck, yada yada. Go check that out. Let's start with Floron. This is a brand that does not do any discounts whatsoever, and I literally get the most questions about this bag because I think I was probably the first person to review the mini swan from Floron. People are asking me what's the wear and tear, etc. So this is probably gonna make you guys mad. When I first purchased this, and I flipped through all of my receipts from majority of these purses, I purchased this one back in 2022. I want to say September, maybe December of 2022. Let me just bring my notes out here. This was priced at $367. And that's because the currency exchange back in the day, this is back in 2022, was much closer here in the US, 1-to-1 ratio with euros. And this was back in the day when Floron and their website, they still charge euros as opposed to today where they convert into US dollars for you. Now, here in 2025, if you take a look at their website, it is priced at $540 plus tax. So that on average, at least in the higher state taxes, it's going to be basically $600. So that's not just the tariff increase, it's inflation and them just doing price increases in general. So with that calculation, it's a 60% increase, because back in the day, 2022, when I purchased this, I was not charged any taxes nor any tariffs, because this was well under the $800 mark. Now, to answer the original question, at today's pricing, do I think this is worth it? I would say yeah, at almost $600. I want to say Floron is one of the most unique brands out of all of these. I don't know, it's kind of like asking me, who's your favorite child? You know, who's your favorite dog? Who's your favorite kid, right? It's hard to say. But for me, based on just the longevity of me having this bag since, 2022, yes, I have a lot of bags that I go through and rotate. So the wear and tear is not going to be your typical person where if you only have 2 bags, then yeah, the wear and tear is going to be much more significant. I think this is still worth it just because I really love the design and the simplicity of this bag. One more note on the mini swan, 50% of the questions I get, which color, which blue did you get in this one? This is the Pacifica blue, not like the, I guess, bright blue, I forget what it's called, but it's like super blue. This one's got a little bit of a turquoise hint to it. So again, the name of this color is Pacifica blue. Moving on over to the Hortensia. This is the regular size, and it's the Vert Olive. It is much more versatile in my opinion, just because there's more space and more capacity for you to use it on a regular basis. I heard the mini one is not as functional just because you can't fit a lot of your essentials in there. So I did purchase this when it first launched. Again, looking at my notes here, this was back in 2023 when the currency compared to the US dollar was relatively close to the 1-to-1 ratio. $531 approximately. Today, it is $720 plus tax. You're looking at about $800. That is a 50% increase. Again, when I purchased this at $531, I did not have to pay any taxes or tariffs whatsoever. With a 50% increase, that is a hard pill to swallow. Again, not trying to make you mad. This was 2 years ago, right? Things have changed. A lot has changed since 2 years ago. Now, would I purchase this at today's pricing at $800? I don't know. Probably not. I feel like at $800, the quality and the craftsmanship is really nice. And I've talked about this in my longer video and the review of this. The design of this to me is not as elegant because it is the pinhole closure. There are a lot of scratches because playing target practice with closing and opening of this pinhole metal portion and the button. Yeah, I probably say no. This could have been designed way better. Just again, my gripe with this, as you can see, this is the hero portion of the bag and what makes it different from any other flap or box bag out there. The leather is fantastic. It's very malleable. I love the functionality of this, but because of this, wear and tear, corners are fine. But again, at $800, I would say no. If they dropped it down to $650, I would say yeah, 100%. But at $800, which I'm sure they're probably going to increase another 10%. They haven't made any announcement just yet. Probably going to increase it to, let's just say $850, $900. I'm going to say pass on this. There are so many other options that are out there that offers fantastic box bag options, alternatives to, let's just say, the sling bag, that I don't think it's worth spending $800 or $900 on the Hortensia regular size. Now, I haven't looked at Floron in a little bit, but it seems like since I've last looked at them, they had 2 new releases that did catch my attention. So along with the Hortensia line, this is again the regular size, they did release a clutch version, which I think is super adorable. It's only comes in 4 different sizes. However, what's a complete miss in my opinion is that none of the pictures show what it looks like on inside. Are there a lot of compartments, or are there no compartments and it's just a mini flat bag? I have no idea. Perhaps anybody's doing a review on it. Let me know down in the comments below. The other bag that I was just like, okay, kind of love this, but maybe it's just my whole East-West life I want to live. Every bag I have, I want an East-West bag. And of course, the bowler bag with the super long handle, the mini bamboo bag, and it comes with a lot of different colors, priced at $600. This has my heart. I kind of love it. Moving on to Pollen. I won't spend too much time on this, but we all know about the price increases that has happened in the past couple years. I did do some research just to make sure. I saw on Reddit this lady did say that back in 2019, this bag was priced at $330. You had to pay for shipping, but then there was no duties or tariffs that you have to pay. As of today, the price has now increased to $470. And then I think you do have to pay taxes here in the United States. And just remember, this has been since like 2019 or 2020 prices. That's like 4 or 5 years. For them to increase 45% from 330 to about 470 today, I think this is not horrible. Again, we're dealing with smaller dollar amounts, so it doesn't hurt as much if it were compared to like a $3,000 bag. So for me to answer the original question, going back to it, is it worth paying $470 for this mini Uno? 100%. Even if it goes over the $500 mark, I would still pay that price because this is such a fantastic bag. The leather quality is fantastic. Hardware is beautiful. I freaking love this bag. I don't use it enough just because I have too many bags, but if I had to pick, to slim down, this is definitely staying in my collection. Now, I know many of you have said, well, it's not worth it because of quality control. My personal experience, I have never encountered any quality control from Pollen. And I want to say I have had 4 different bags from Pollen. Everything has been perfect, immaculate. Moving on to the next brand, which is RSVP Paris. Love this brand. If you've seen my battle of the French indie brands, RSVP did make it to my #1. Not to ruin that for you. I totally ruined that for you, but go check out that video anyway so you can see my logic. I have 2 bags from them. This one is the dual bag, but it's the Munchkin bag that took the cake at #1 spot. Looking at RSVP, again, I don't have my Munchkin with me. It's actually up in my Chicago home. There is no price increase of this brand as of right now. They did send out an email notification, so hurry up if you want to buy a Munchkin bag or anything from RSVP. They will be doing a price increase of 10% to US customers. Anything from RSVP, in my opinion, has been a no-brainer decision. I love their products. If there's not a whole lot of products to choose from, it's a very curated kind of selection, which I love. Definitely jump on this. I do love RSVP Paris. I think it's completely worth the money. With or without the 10% price increase, I would buy it all day, every day. Moving on to the second category, which are brands that do occasional discounts, usually around holidays, as well as sample sales. But before I do, as always, I'm gonna ask you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you are new here, let me know you're new. Drop me a comment. Let me welcome you to my channel. For those of you who are returning, I'm so glad you're here. We talk about frivolous things like handbags, but it just makes us happy, right? Drop me a comment down below. What have you purchased throughout the years? Any of these bags that you purchased 2-3 years ago, and now it's just like, oh, prices have increased. Oh, thank goodness I bought it, because that's how I feel about Floron. And I'm glad that I was able to purchase it, and it's gonna remain in my collection forever. That was a very pointed comment, like comment, tell me, But anyways, moving on to the second section, which is Songmon. Now, I can't speak to the entire category that they have or catalog that they have, but talking about the mini Song, this has just been a very minimal price increase. This went from $239 to $269. We're breaking the bank with $30 difference. It's still noteworthy, I guess, because we probably might see another 10%. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't seen any notifications, but again, if you are new and you don't follow me on Instagram, anytime there's sales, for example, the next couple of brands I'm gonna cover, they do occasional sales. I keep track of that. Follow me on Instagram. Anytime there's a sale, I will post it on my stories so that you can take advantage of it if you are looking to purchase for any of these brands or just anything in general that I think is a good deal. If it's not good enough, I'm not gonna post it because why pay more than you have to, right? So I'm gonna do sales occasionally, and it usually never exceeds 20%. Usually it's 10% or 15%, maybe 20% on their less popular models, but it happens, I want to say, only a few times a year. I purchased this, I want to say, at full price, and I love this thing. It's so freaking adorable, and the leather was kind of stiff in the beginning, but the more I used it, the more I love it, and it's softened up. Magnets are incredibly strong. With the $30 price increase, is it still worth it? 100%. I would say if you like the look of this, if you like the functionality of this, definitely go for it. It is so worth the $240, $60, $70, whatever it is. And if you're struggling to find bags under $500 nowadays, this is well under $500. And it's hard to say, especially when you're looking at Floron, Pollen, or the Hortia. We're starting to creep up. Like, I'm gonna have to start making videos like, here are the mid-range bags under $1,000. I wanna have to do that. So I'm glad some of these brands are able to keep it well under the $500 mark and still produce some of these really high quality pieces. Moving on over to Kafune. This is the Stance wallet bag, one of their hero products. And if you're not familiar with Kafune, they are from Hong Kong. Lovely design, super cute. When I purchased this, it was during their sample sale. They recently just did a sample sale. I did notify everybody. Thanks for letting me know. A couple of you reached out saying, I was waiting for the sample sale. Thanks for letting me know that you were able to snag a good deal. I was trying to look for my receipt for this, but I was like, I can't really find it. I want to remember that I purchased this one under $200. And right now the retail on this is $540. I want to say this is one of the brands that, because of the tariff announcements, they I don't know if they took an opportunity to jack up the prices or whatnot, or maybe their cost of producing these bags have skyrocketed. I can't say, right? Obviously, I don't work at these companies. If I find anything good priced, I'll make sure to link everything I'm talking about down below. Or if I find one that is pre-loved and in fantastic condition, I'll link it down for you as well. But I really like this bag because it's got a zipper in the back. I think the design is very unique. You can put all of your essentials in there. The hardware with a zip pocket right there. I think it's fantastic. At $540, maybe, but you can probably easily find this for $200 or $300 mark in the pre-love market that is not completely trashed. All right, let's talk about the horse. This is an Australian brand and they went viral all last year. And I think everybody and their mothers purchased one of these bags. This is the Clementine in taupe and the Clara Bag in coffee. These are the only two I have left currently, but I want to say purchase at least 7 or 8 bags from the horse. In my opinion, I think their quality is fantastic. Bang for their buck. This is probably going to make you mad, but when I purchased this in 2024, I want to say in February or March of 2024, I was able to pick this up for $153. I think I was one of the first few people to purchase this bag and do a review on YouTube for $153. This was, my mind was blown how fantastic this bag is. Again, if you want to see my original unboxing, everything will be linked so that you can go check it out. And my first impressions, I've done nothing but rave about this bag, and many of you have picked up on it as well. The pricing today, $240-ish, and they do 10%, 15 to 20% discounts occasionally, seasonal sales or holiday sales. But if you don't want to wait for that, and there are certain colors that they release, again, these are smaller companies and they release it in smaller batches. So if there is a particular color you're looking for, don't wait, just get it. I was looking again through their website, they're coming out with a navy one with gold hardware. That was my biggest initial gripe with this particular bag, is that they only came out in silver hardware. Now they're coming out with a lot of gold hardware pieces, and I love the navy with gold hardware. They also have a oat color that's also in gold hardware. The Clara Bag, back in the day when I purchased this, again, this was like Q1, Q2 of 2024. I was able to pick this up at $112 approximately. And today they're pricing it retail at $180. So there wasn't a whole lot of a price increase on the Clara Bag. And I still think this is a fantastic little cool girl bag. So if you want to pick this up at $180, completely worth it. So at today's prices, to answer the question of these two, 100% I would pay $240 all day, every day, $180 all day, every day. The new bag that I've been eyeballing is the Lodi bag. Super cute. I love the coffee color, which I already have, so I know. It's just this very beautiful slouchy bag. It looks very delicious and I kind of want it. So again, to address the kind of concerns that some of you have, where it's the chemical smell, never had an issue. Again, I've ordered at least 7 or 8 bags. You know what? I lied. There's another horse bag that they no longer make in my closet that I still love. It's called the ginger bag. All of these bags, I've never had any chemical smell. So I get it. It's kind of a risk. You don't know which batch you're gonna get, but hopefully the horse is listening to us as consumers and fix that problem. Home stretch here, I got 2 more brands I wanna cover. This one is from Ailia. Again, this brand is consistently doing 20-25% off of their products. And this is their mini anchor bag. This one was sent to me, so I'm looking at this still very objectively, seeing if I were to purchase this out of my own money. They're priced at $545 with 20% off. It's around the $400 mark. I think back in the day, I was trying to do some research, but I couldn't really find anything, but I think it was still around the $400-ish. So I don't think their prices have changed dramatically. It's just what they mark as retail and then they do the discount on it. I think this is worth it. $400. It is incredibly durable. I have no hesitations in wearing this out as my main travel bag. The leather, like I said, is not the best, but it's also not the worst. Like I've seen so much worse where the bag was made in Italy and I'm just like, this leather is horrible, right? So again, what you're paying for is the design, the functionality, because you can wear this bag multiple ways. Is this the top of the line Hermes leather? No, it's not, but it's also priced incredibly well. So to do what you will with that information, but again, would I purchase this at $540? Probably not, because I know they do sales all the time, whether it's 10, 15, 20% off. Definitely take advantage of that. And if I can find any deals or any coupon codes, I will make sure to link them down in the pinned comments and the description down below. The last brand I want to cover is Ailia August. This is the Mini Marley and this is the regular size Capucine. Love these bags, love Ailia August. If you haven't seen the interview I did with one of their co-owners, Laurent, go check that out. Fascinating to just be able to talk to the owner. And of course, I love the quality and the products and the design, just very minimal in general. Now, they did do a price increase on all of their products, about 10-ish to 15-ish%. And it's only on the older versions. This one, I don't think it went up that much just because this is a product that was released late last year and they keep having to do restocks of it and selling out just because it's like kind of like a Kelly vibe, right? This one is priced at, from what I could find back in 2024, it was about $620-ish. And then as of today, I looked on their website, it's at $689. So not a huge price difference. And then of course, this one, I don't think the prices have changed at all. To answer again the original question, would I pay the price after the increase over the past year, 2 years? Yeah, 100%. I think these bags are 100% worth it. How many times am I gonna say that? But I've used the shit out of this bag and the wear and tear on this bag has just been fantastic. You can see they spend a lot of money creating quality hardware where the magnet is like incredibly strong. And then this one is just a push lock. They've got proprietary feet. Again, just overall a very well constructed, very substantial bag if you don't want to spend Hermes money or, you know, Celine money, right? Now they do sales from time to time. Like I also linked when they did the summer sale. However, it wasn't on their traditional colors. It was on their more fun and bright colors. Their summer colors don't do sales that often, but if I do see them go on sale, usually it's about 10, maybe 15% off. Sometimes it's 5% off. Hey, every dollar counts, right? If you can get a discount, why wouldn't you? However, I will say if you find a model or a color or the hardware that you like, jump on it because again, they're small mom and pop, well, pop shop. It's 2 guys, brothers, and they can only release these bags in small batches. So if you find something you like, jump on it. Don't wait for a discount because chances are you're probably gonna have to wait a while before they get restocked. So there you have it. I hope this was helpful and kind of just show you my thought process and do some girl math, letting you know, in my opinion, if it's worth the pricing today to purchase these bags after the tariffs and price increases over the years. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, love to answer and have a conversation with you. You know, I love mid-range luxury alternatives because we don't always have to give our hard-earned money to big conglomerates like LVMH. Bernie does not need more money. I would love to support small mom and pop shops whenever possible. If they're doing fantastic things, let's drive some awareness and attention to the great work that they are doing. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll leave the luxury playlist here, and if you want to go down that rabbit hole, take a look at all of these full reviews. I'll link them for you, and I'll see you all next time.